Hello and welcome along to the Excelsior Stadium as we're gearing up for one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game in Glasgow City's history. It is Champions League quarter-final, first leg against Paris Saint-Germain, and we're bringing you highlights. It's big press here, BBC Alba showing it on television, but we're here delivering the highlights and we're going to get some pre-match thoughts. Paul Elliott's here. It's been a long time coming, this, after the excitement in the last 32 and the last 16. What's your thoughts ahead of this quarter-final?
You can definitely feel the excitement building already, can you? Just turning up at the ground, there was a wee bit of buzz about the place, all the press is around, everything's branded Champions League, so lots of good feeling around the ground just now, and you can just feel the atmosphere building, it's getting higher, and by the time it comes to kick off, you know the place is going to be absolutely jumping, so very looking forward to it. Now,
Paris Saint-Germain have not played for a month, but it's near the end of their season. Glasgow City just started with the win against Vale last weekend. They've had a few big pre-season games. Who do you think this favours, the end of the season team or the team that have just started?
Well, it's hard to judge really, because City obviously aren't under stride yet either, but a month without a game is a long time for Paris Saint-Germain to be playing nothing competitive. I'm guessing they've probably done friendlies in that time, the same as City did, but it's good that City have managed to get a league game under the belt and a good one as well. 5 goals, hat-trick for Lappin, so it's a good start for City, and hopefully that momentum can come into this game a wee bit of good feeling after a good win. So we'll see. It's an interesting one.
Now, we all know about Glasgow City, the win against Zurich, the win against Medic Conan. Now, Paris Saint-Germain, they were straight into the knockout stage, beat 20, and then in a surprise they beat Lyon. Lyon are the big team in France. Lyon and PSG are the two big teams, but Lyon were always the favourites, but they got through there. But funnily enough, PSG's last game was a big defeat against Lyon, 4-0 in the league, which has pretty much cost them the French title. Will that be on their minds?
Probably, yeah. I mean, chances are Lyon are going to go and win that league now. Lyon are obviously the big team over there, so successful. So PSG will be wanting to take away something from the campaign. They'll come into this one as favourites, and rightly so, and they'll feel as favourites that they should come and take the game to Glasgow City. So maybe there's a wee bit more pressure on PSG than City, because City are the underdogs. They're coming into this one, first time they've ever been at this league, this level before. They're not the professional team, PSG are, so that could be something that weighs up in this game as well.
And there's been a number of new signings for Glasgow City. Some are betting quite well. We've heard from interviews that were done through the week that a lot of the players have settled in pretty well. Where do you think, or who do you think out of the new signings is going to make an impact?
Well, you'd think that Hayley Lauder's going to make an impact. She's obviously played European leagues for a few years now. Good player, Scotland international. I know she was carrying a bit of an injury during pre-season, so she's now just kind of getting herself into the Glasgow City swing of things, and I think she's going to be a big player for City. Hopefully she's fit and on form today and make an impact in this game. So Lauder's one. Also at the back, Rhonda Jones has made such a good start to her career at Glasgow City. Experienced player, knows the game inside out, and she just slotted into the centre defence really easily. Losing Elliott could have been a big loss, but Rhonda Jones has made it not a loss at all. Really, she's really brought a lot of experience and calmness to the back line, so that's a good signing as well.
With the big backing that PSG's had, men's and women's teams over the last few years, the women's team's grown alongside, and obviously now almost on equal terms with Lyon. They've got a number of whole host internationals, former Champions League winners in there, so where do you think their threat will be up front?
Yeah, well, look at their stats last season. There was a lot of goals they scored. Dealer is obviously 26 goals last year. Not so many this year. This year they haven't scored that many goals actually, which is quite interesting. But obviously the talent is there. Lots of internationals the whole way through the team. Lots of Champions League winners in there as well. So you'd expect them to be strong all over the park, and you'd expect it to be quite nippy, quite fast up front. And hopefully the City rear guard can counter that.
Well, at the bookies, 8-1 on are PSG, which seems quite a gulf. What do you think? Do you think the gulf's that big? What do you think a scoreline could be?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, we don't really know, do we? This is the first time City have been at this stage, and it's also worth pointing out that it's the first time PSG have been at this stage as well. Although they are the professional club, they're playing in the big league, internationals everywhere you look, professional players, you'd expect them to be the favourites coming into this one. However, I think the gulf isn't as big as some people think it is. I think City are a really good team. They've got some really good players who could potentially go on and do something else, or maybe the team can go on and be successful in this competition. So I think it's going to be closer than people think. I would like to think that with it being a home advantage, City could take something away from the game. Obviously, they're going to have to be very careful at the back, but they have to be positive as well. And they've got players who can cause problems, the likes of Fiona Brown. You want her running at them because she'll put the fear in God into anyone. So, being positive, but not letting anything go at the back as well. I think they've got a chance.
That's almost a score prediction from Paul. We'll hear more from Paul at full time. I'm going to head up to the comment box, but you're now going to go and speak to some of the fans. We'll get some of the fan thoughts before the game.
2-1 City.
1-0 City.
2-0. 2-1 City.
2-1 City.
4-0 Glasgow.
3-1 City.
2-1.
2-1. Who's going to score?
Leanne Ross and Fiona Brown.
What's with the PSG top?
Well, that's who I'm here to see, really. So,
how do you think it's going to go today?
It's going to be a PSG win, but I'm hoping that Glasgow will put up a good fight. And hopefully they'll get a goal, maybe.
Score prediction?
Yeah. Sorry?
A score prediction?
4-1.
4-1. Thanks for that. Cheers. So we've got a 4-1 score prediction here to the side. Is anybody going to go towards Glasgow City with a score prediction?
I think it'd be very difficult for them to actually score against PSG, but I do believe they have the capacity in the team to do that, and at least to get one goal in the net. What the final score will be, I don't know. I don't think it'll be like Bristol Academy against Frankfurt. I think the girls will really turn up today. They always do.
City ladies, as a Glasgow lady through and through myself, I'm delighted to be able to come and support them. Hoping for a win, but hoping for a good learning experience too, because PSG are a fabulous team. Everybody knows that. But there's always next year. We're at the quarterfinals this time, and next year we'll go another league extra.
It's the first game you're already saying we. So, is this you caught the bug then? So Champions League. Can I draw the Champions League, or is it just are you a regular or what?
Rangers are terrible anyway.
Right,
so that's it.
Trixie, score prediction to Glasgow City.
We've had all the build-up, we've had all the talk, we've had the UEFA Champions League anthem, and we are ready for history. Glasgow City, first time in the quarter-final, first time in the men's and women's game in the Champions League year we've had a Scottish side at this level, and with a big home support coming in and a noisy but small gathering of Paris Saint-Germain fans, we are absolutely looking forward to this. It is a tall order. Paris Saint-Germain are the favourites, no doubt about that, but with the previous two rounds for Glasgow City, there is always hope. Looking at the starting teams, a number of the new signings that Glasgow City have made over the winter period feature. They've only had one league game against Hudson Vale last weekend. Kenny Montgomery, the SWPL Player of the Year, that moved from Spartans, is in the lineup, and Rhonda Jones, who's had a good pre-season, is in the heart of the defence with Cheryl McCulloch. Fiona Brown will cause problems. On the bench is Suzanne Lappin, the all-time top goal scorer, with 3 goals last weekend, a hat-trick in the league, but on the bench today. For Paris Saint-Germain, Fabi Ben-Stiti has a wealth of internationalists, but a month ago they lost to Lyon, and although they defeated them in the Champions League, lost out and may well have lost the French title. But the danger of Marie-Laure Dier up front, 26 goals last season in the French League, 13 so far in domestic action, not quite as much, but she will be a threat as well as others in that front line. The referee is Reem Hussein from Germany. It's her 13th UEFA Women's Champions League game. Refereed Paris Saint-Germain's one of the games against 20 in the last 32. She's alongside Christina Bell of Germany in Colombia, and the fourth official is Verena Kulda-Schultz. It's Glasgow City against Paris Saint-Germain, quarter-final, first leg of the UEFA Women's Champions League. For Ken Zadali to pop this into the box. Good free kick, and it's almost connected with Laura George. Bit of space now for the 18-year-old Lamoureux. Deli out wide. Doherty there too. Comfortable for Alexander. Emma Black away. Sullivan with the nick on. Delanoy though. Beaulieu. Slipped in towards Dele, back out wide, and good little play. And it's the opening goal. It's Paris Saint-Germain that take the lead. It's 18-year-old Anissa Lamaray. And after having all the ball, Glasgow have kept them out in 18 minutes. It's Paris Saint-Germain who take the lead. Anissa Lamaray. Kenza Dali. Jessica Huara. Real catch out to Dali. Oh, and that's a lovely effort from Marie-Laure Daly. Alexander with the hands. Oh, it's been given away. Here's Brown. Fiona Brown. Sullivan was alongside, but she think that was a better option, the shot. And Tara with space trying to get ahead of Hayley Lauder. Dali. Hamarui. Huara past Doherty. Delier in there. Still Delier. Short one with acre of space for Beaulieu. It's catchy. And the deflection there from Beaulieu. It's a Beaulieu. It's a floating ball. Oh, it's catchy. Daly in there, but it's into the hands, the safe hands of Leah Alexander. It's a high ball. Look at the space out here for Lamaray. Doherty struggling. Oh, did get the ball, and referee wags a finger saying get up to Lamaray. Kenza Dali's corner's a slow fizzing one. It's been set up for a fantastic second. Kira Hamarui getting her first goal in this competition, and what a time to score it. The free kick routine, whether it was meant or not, bamboozled Glasgow City, and Marie-Laure Daly set up for Kira Hamarui. It's a second goal, a second away goal, and is it a fatal goal in the tie already for Glasgow City? 2-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. Celtic's giving that away. Advantage to PSG. I think there's a handball in there from Ronda Jones trying to possibly finish this off out wide to Bressonek. And the colour into Alexander's hands, and Bressonek for PSG. Still Bressonek trying to tee something up again. Comes back to Catchy. Couple of blocks in there. Bit last ditch. But that is that. The referee blows. And well, very much a decent performance of Glasgow against a side who are firmly favourites, but Paris Saint-Germain have a 2-goal away goal advantage in this first leg in the quarter-final. It's been historic whenever it happens, but maybe the glimmer of smallest hopes that they're still within 2 goals. They'll need to have a bit more ball in the final third away from home next Saturday evening. But it was in the first half the goal from Anissa Lamaray which got things going. In the 18th minute it was a well-worked move that showed a bit of space and good finish. In the second half again it's just a little bit of quality from Kira Hamarui. They got the second 8 minutes into the second half, and from that Glasgow City have a tall in Paris next weekend. As I say, it's been historic anyway. Final score, Glasgow City 0, PSG 2. So 2-0 and it finished to Paris Saint-Germain, the advantage to the away side. And we've got your views, Paul Elliott, before the game. We had some of the fans' views points as well. None of them were that favourable towards the Glasgow City win. They're very much the underdogs. How do you see it? Well, they were underdogs, weren't they? And we were been very positive beforehand. And to be fair to Glasgow City, they worked really hard today. They put in a good shift defensively. I thought they did pretty well actually. PSG had a lot of the ball, but
Not very many shots and very few shots on target. I think the 2 shots he had on target were probably the goals. So very well disciplined performance by City. Didn't really offer much going forward. Bit of a tough shift up front for Fiona Brown, but you know, it was a learning experience for them definitely, and one that they'll definitely take away from.
Now, we were kind of discussing at half time, sort of looking things over, and it didn't really change the second half. Fiona Brown, we know, is a bit influential winger, but she was basically playing on her own up front. I mean, she'd done a lot of that in the pre-season. I think it was maybe a bit bluff and double bluff, maybe a fool some of the PSG people that were here to film. But what do you make of it? Did it work for you?
I can see why they would play her up front, because she's got a lot of pace. She's frightening when she runs with the ball. I think she's more suited to a wing. She's much better on either possibly left wing, cutting in on her right foot. But it's worth trying. It's worth trying Fiona Brown through the middle. I'd like to have seen probably, I think Lappin might have been a good shout playing up front, because she can hold up the ball well. She's physical. She would give the girls at the back, PSG, a good roughing up, I think. And Brown on the wing, because that's where she causes her most damage. So it's an interesting one, seeing Brown through the middle, and I think it's a matter of time whether we can decide whether it's the best position for her.
Well, talk about the goals. First goal coming in the 18th minute, and it was a terrific finish from 18-year-old Anissa Lamery. It was a little break, which PSG had a lot of the ball, but they got the goal there, and it was one of those that you're kind of half expecting but not completely expecting.
Yeah, I thought she had a very good game actually, Lamery. Nobody tracked the run. She was just quite quiet on the pitch. I was watching her a few times, and she moves around and gets in good positions, then just makes a wee dart and run. Is what she did for the goal. Very good finish, got in the box kind of effortlessly, really. Good cutback and a good goal, but it was probably not a very good time to lose a goal, and lose a goal like that where just an unmarked player in the box picking her spot. So I'm sure City will be a wee bit disappointed at that, especially after I've done so much good defending up until that point. So bit of a sickener.
It was 18 minutes into the first half. The second goal coming 8 or 9 minutes into the second half. Again, an early goal in each half, really costing Glasgow City. But I don't know if it was meant, but it was a well worked corner and wonderful finish. Yeah,
well, from where I was sitting, it looked like a thing of beauty. Everybody seemed to know what position to take up. There was lots of dummies going on, and then they cut back to Hamrouye, and the finish was just absolutely phenomenal. Leah Alexander had no chance saving that one. Great finish, and that's what you're up against at this level, isn't it? I thought Hamrouye from start to finish was absolutely colossal in the midfield for PSG. Really strong figure, holds the ball up very well, very hard to get her off the ball, and she caused a lot of problems today.
And was there any star performers? We've seen the players come on sort of an hour, just after an hour into the game, like Suzanne Lappins and co. Maybe didn't quite get in there, never a lot up front anyway, but is there anyone that starred for you for the home side?
I thought Sullivan was good, did well. She was up against some really physical players in the middle of the park, and she gave as good as she got. Worked really hard for the team. A problem today for City was probably ball retention, probably because the PSG players were so aggressively on them as soon as the ball came to any City players, and there was a bit of the old kind of trying to hit into the corners and hoping that Fiona Brown would chase onto it. So I thought Sullivan did well when the ball came to her. Towards the end of the game, what Joe Love did, not too bad in the middle of the park. She kind of had to hold the line a wee bit herself, but defensively I think it was pretty good. I thought they were well disciplined, communicated well, and apart from the 2 goals, that was a good performance.
I suppose the real question is 2-0, it's 2 away goals. Is there any hope at all, really? Can you see anything coming next Saturday?
Well, there's always hope, isn't there? I think, looking at PSG, they are a very good team, but I think we've seen better. I think Chelsea were a better team than PSG. Hopefully City will hit their stride by then, and I know it's only a week away. I think City can score if they try and be a wee bit more positive, get more players in the final third. I kind of feel that PSG will score over there as well, so it's going to be a really tough game. The City are going to have to play the game of their lives, but there's always a chance.
Thanks so much, Paul, for your thoughts there. So it was history for Glasgow City in reaching the quarterfinals. Not quite the dream outcome, losing 2-0 here at Excelsior Stadium. They've got the job to do still. There is still that glimmer of hopes in Paris on Saturday. The game is on BBC Alba, so good luck to City in the second leg. Do join us next time.